Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about how to install a sat-nav on your Honda Forza 125. But some of this video will be relevant to other scooters as well, because what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be installing a permanent transformer so that it's got power to the sat-nav. Every time you put it on, it will charge it up, will keep it on. And the key to putting the transformer on is you don't want to really wire it straight onto your battery, because if you wire it onto your battery, then it's just on all the time. You want it to really, when you turn the ignition on, it turns on, and then when you turn the ignition off, it switches off. The particular model that this is going to be is the Garmin. Is it the 346? I'm not 100% sure. That doesn't really matter. It's more to do with how to install the actual transformer. I've seen other people do videos on this, and one thing I'm going to point out straight away: the only time you need to put an inline fuse on this is when you put it directly to the battery. Because I keep seeing people do videos where they put it onto like a switch live, which is like the light or something that comes on only when you turn the ignition on, but they put an inline fuse in it. Well, you don't need to, because that wire has already got a fuse in your fuse box, so the cable's already protected by that. So if you wired it onto your lights, so your main beam, then your main beam will have like probably a 10 amp little blade fuse in the fuse box anyway. So if anything happens to this, the 10 amp will pop. So I thought I'd add that, because that's the way to do it. And the way I'm going to be doing it, I'm going to be using, and I'll stick a link underneath if you want to get some of these. The best way to do it is to use these connectors. They're called T-tap connectors, and what they do, let's get one out. So you get two parts. You get like a blade connector, and then you get the actual tap. And to me, this is probably the best way to do. What you'll do is put this on the end of the cable, and then what you do, you find your switch live, you fold this over the cable, pinch it down with a pair of pliers, and then it splices into the cable. So then that's where you get your power from. So yeah, this is what this video is going to be about. So I'm going to run it through, and bear in mind, I've never done this before, so you know, my videos, they're kind of unedited. I just kind of wing it, I just go through it. So when I'm attaching it to the bike, taking the fairings off, it's going to be kind of a learning curve for both of us, because like I say, I've never done it before. So, but if you watch the video and you're stuck and you're trying to do this, then maybe you'll watch this video, see some of the things that I did, because I'll put all the mistakes in as well. If I do something wrong, I'll put that in as well, so that you don't make this mistake. Anyway, first thing we'll do, we put these connectors, put the two blade connectors on the end of there. I'll try and put one on now, just see as it comes. There's a little bit of cable on the end. We'll see if it ticks. The red ones are for 18 gauge, no, 22 gauge, sorry. So trouble with hammers, and it all talks in American gauges. So what you want to do, you want to get something that can crimp the end of the connector. So I'll try that one. Yeah, it's got it. It's crimped it pretty good. I've just pulled on that. That's tight. So yeah, that's what you want to do then. So the first thing we need to do is crimp two of them on the ends. Yep, that's them, that's secure. So that's the first stage. So the rest of the video now, I'm going to have to go to the shed and start taking it apart. I'll mount this on where it's going to be, route the cable as neat as I can, and we'll see where we go from there. So let's go over to the shed. Right then, I probably couldn't pick a worse day to do this. It's like -2 at the moment. So anyway, this is where I'm going to mount it. I'll stick some links underneath the videos, you know, for this is a M10 1.25 thread. You know, it fixes into the mirror. I'm videoing this on my iPad as well, so it might be a bit jittery. So what you do, you put this on here, and then you'll put this part onto there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and route the cable along the throttle cables. So if you can see that gap there, I'm going to try and route it down there. I'm going to come into the front somehow, and then I'm going to try and wire it off the main beam. So when you turn the ignition on, the main beam comes on, and that'll fire it up. So I'll just get this mounted, and I'll start to take off what I think I might need to take off. But we'll run through it together. So let's get to that stage. Right, so what I'm going to do first is pop this off. This just pulls off, this does. Like I say, because I've got the iPad in my hand, it's probably hard to do with one hand. But that just like pops off. 1 second. Right, so we've got that off. What you do when it's on there, grab it from the back and then just pull it. It's quite stiff, but it does come off. So we've got that off, and then there's 2 screws, one on each side, one here. One here. One screwed them 2. So yeah, I think what I'll do next is under this bolt here, see if this bit comes off. Right, so first mistake I'll try to make, don't try and pull this grey bit off, the light grey bit. This whole thing comes off first. If you try and pull that grey bit off, you'll crack it because it's screwed in from underneath. That's what I've just done, I've just cracked it there. So that whole piece comes off in one go. And then it exposes all this bit here. So you should be able to feed it down there now. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I wonder if I can get a new one of them. Oh well. So like I say, don't try and pull that grey bit off. I pushed it back on now, but I actually cracked it underneath there. So the next part is I'm going to take this front off to try and see if I can get to the cables. So what you have to need to do, there's 2 screws, there's one up inside there, one up inside there, under them, and then this front bit will come off. But I'm a little bit gutted about that. Yeah, look, I've gnarled it up a little bit. Anyway, lessons learned. So you have to undo the 2 screws at the bottom that I just said, and then you've got 2 Allen key bolts here. You need to undo them. Right, I started taking all the front off, thinking I was going to feed it down this way, but I've actually realised it's easier to just feed it down through here, and then if you look underneath, so it's like it's hard to get the camera in there, but so yeah, I'm just feeding it through the middle, and then I'm going to have a look at the wiring underneath here and see where I can spur off, because I've noticed there is some cables. So yeah, we'll have a look, see if I can do it that way. And all I'll do is like cable tie the cable there, and then just cable tie it all like neat in there so it doesn't get trapped when you're steering it left and right. I think while this is off as well, I'll give this a bit of a clean on the front. So let's carry on. Alright, after looking down inside the under the fairings there's no easy place to come off. So I've come back up the top, and I've noticed these two cables that go to the brake. So I'm getting 11.9 volts off that. So I think I'm going to come off there and then tidy it up inside here to see whether I can get it to fit. Right, so what I've done, I've attached the T-clips onto these two cables. All you do is put them on, get a pair of pliers, and then you just squeeze them shut there. So hopefully this will work. So let's just connect it back together and see if it works. Alright, so I've done no testing, just put the cables in. We'll see if it turns on. Nothing. Just actually turn it on, see if it is charging. Nope, it's not doing anything. Let's just make sure these cables are connected properly. Right, so I'm going to call this video an end now because it's starting to get dark and it's absolutely freezing. But them T-taps are really bad because it's actually cut through the cable. So I've had to order some more bits off Amazon. I'm going to have to repair this tomorrow. I'm going to have to come back to it and try and put it somewhere else. But so yeah, I'll put this down as a part one, and hopefully tomorrow I'll come back to it and sort it out. But so yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.